Yeah, I think that online dating is kind of a scourge for a lot of people's self-esteem. Like, I think it's great in that, like, it is in theory made accessible a ton of people who would have otherwise been inaccessible. So maybe your ability to find a good match has been heightened, but I think that the real issue is how it is they're used. Well, at least my experience of it, right, is that a lot of the people who are using the app are just all of your mothers, and they're looking for Wake Wilder or Sear. I do find from time to time, like, yes, your sisters are on there, and I'm fine with that as well. But I don't think there's anyone for you because they're all your mothers and your sisters, and they're looking for two really specific dudes. Your dads are all on Grindr, and Will's monopolized that, so there's nowhere to really go. So here's the issue. Things like Tinder, for instance, just have a remarkable disparity of who's using the app, right? So it's predominantly men by a wide margin. So you have like a user base that's like 80 to 90% male and 10 to 20% female, which means that the majority of women aren't going to find your profile if they're swiping at even a comparable rate as the men are. You know what I mean? So I think that what it creates is this incredibly emotionally devastating feedback loop of radio silence or a total lack of likes. But the truth is that very few people are ever seeing your profile, period. The majority of individuals are essentially just thumbing past whatever the fuck you're doing, or they're never seeing it at all, right? So, like, let's say that we have a room of like 100 people, you know? Let's say 20 of them are women, 80 of them are men, and every woman swipes 5 times. Every man, let's say, swipes 10 because men spend more time on the app. Men are getting through half of the women available to them. Women are only going to see, what? Like fucking 16, like a 16th of the men available. So, I guess the reality being that there are far less men ever being seen. And here's the other thing is that, like, Tinder's algorithmically sorted based on profile performance. So the best performing profiles are going to be at the very top. How do you stand out, though? That's kind of what I'm arguing. I think it's a waste of time. I think that the odds are no longer in your favor as a man to use those apps. When I was younger, they were good because people were all kind of playing on them. Like when I was in college, like back in like 2014, 2015. Now it's predominantly men. Truly. It's mostly men on the apps. They've just been flooded with people, and it's made it such that it's very difficult to even really be viewed by women to even see how it is your profile will perform. What's the move? Identify a hobby or interest that's unique unto you, that you cherish, that you want to continue to develop, a skill, anything like that, and go hang out in groups that are unique unto those things, you know? Put yourself out in the world as much as you can with those people, and you'll meet someone that you love on a long enough timeline. And it also shifts the focus of your life from meeting someone to developing your skill or hobby and doing it in a group. Either way, you leave with a community. But when your sole objective is to fill the void with some, secondary company of some kind, right, with some kind of life partner, I assure you, you're going to find the wrong one that you over time come to loathe. That's just how I've observed it happening in all of my friends' lives, my own life. When the focus of your life is to find love, you find something that masquerades as love. You find company, you find whatever's most acceptable because you feel as if in the absence of it, you're not whole. You lack it, you know? And because you're lacking, you know, you're operating at this deficit that you should feel shame for. I think it only hurts. I would abandon these apps. I would absolutely find something that you love and get out in the world and start doing it with people that you over time come to care about. I've met plenty of women on dating apps. Some of them have been great. Some of them haven't. I think that you're better off narrowcasting by really indulging your interests. Find the things you love, engage with communities through those points of connection, and you know you'll always have something that you can riff about, something that binds you to the person you meet. Some dating apps do work for people. This is just my most palatable advice. Find the things you love, engage with them publicly. Doesn't matter what it is.